Hello guys, welcome back to technology. So today we are going to see the JavaScript objects. Okay, so the objects in JavaScript. So basically, an object in JavaScript is a data structure used to store related data collection. So basically, it is used to store the data collections. So whatever data we have, it stores that data. So it stores data as key value pairs. We know this already, where key is a unique identifier. So here, key is basically like a unique identifier. We couldn't repeat it. Like for everything, there should be like a different key. So we cannot have any duplicate keys for the associated value. Objects are dynamic, which means that the properties can be added, modified, or deleted at the runtime. Okay, so the two primary ways to create an object in JavaScript is object literal and object constructor. So these are the two ways to create the JavaScript, right? Okay, we can use object literal, we can use object constructor. So creation sing what is this? I don't know, like, okay. So first we are creating. This is using, guys. I don't know why there is sing here. It's so weird. I'm so sorry. There is a mistake. So creating using the object literal. So if you want to create using the object literal, this is how we do it. So the object literal syntax allows you to define and initialize an object with curly braces. So we define and initialize the object using curly braces, setting properties as key value pairs. So this is the object literal. So we use the curly brace and key value pairs. Here, this is the example. Let obj equal to, we given some name, age, and some job, and we closed it, and we are printing the object. So output we get is this. The whatever we given here, that is what we get here. Okay. So creating the object using new object constructor. So this is another way. So the one of the way that is given here, right? So what we do here is basically we use the constructor to create the object. So let obj equal to new object. So we created a new object and we're giving each key value pair in the object. Object.name equal to some name, object.age equal to some name, object.job equal to some developer. Okay, and we're printing it, right? So this is how we create objects. So there are basically two ways. One is object literal and object constructor. I think it's not, I think it is the important concept which you have to remember. Okay. So next, let's move into the basic operations on JavaScript objects. So what operations we can perform on them. So in order to access the object properties, so that means a certain type, certain key or a value, something from the object, we use the dot notation or bracket notation. Among these two, we use one. So here, let object equal to, we given like we created an object, so we are using the like dot notation. So by using the dot notation, we are taking the name of the object and we are using the dot, and we are writing the key, okay, of the object. So now the value of this key is given here as an output, right? So next, using bracket, here again object of age. So we are again giving the key. So using the bracket, and now we got the output as 23, right? So this is how we do it. So this is how we access the object properties. So next, modifying object properties. So if we have to modify certain properties in the object, certain like we if we have to reassign. So we got let obj equal to, so we have name, age, console.log of obj. So now obj.age equal to 23. Yeah. So we are changing 22 from 23. We are just using the dot notation to access, to modify it. That is what we've done here, right? So we are just like giving the new value here after by using equal to, and the output we got is 23. So why we got two outputs here is we printed it once before modifying it, before updating, and after updating it we printed it again. So that's why you have two outputs. So adding properties to an object. So how we add like a certain property to an object, you can dynamically add new properties to an object using the dot or bracket notation. So or let obj equal to model Tesla. Okay, so here we created an object here. So we created an object. Now, if we want to add something new, we just basically, we can just basically define using the dot notation. We can also use the bracket if we want to. Like we can use this dot notation if you like we want to add this particular key called color and this value called red. So this is the output which we get, right? And if we want to do it using the bracket, we can also do it. So instead of dot, we can just put bracket. Let me show this to you. You can do obj of color equal to, I'm sorry, there are two L's, equal to red. Okay, so that is how we do it. We can also use it in order to modify. Okay, so next, removing the properties from an object. So we just use the delete operator, okay, to remove. So if we asked it to remove the some like object dot color, so if we get the key, then it removes the color and also the value of that key, and we only have this model Tesla. Okay, so checking if a property exists. So you can check if an object has a property using the in operator. So in operator is used to check whether we have like a property, certain property in the object or not, or has own property method. Okay, we can use in operator or we can use the has own property method in order to check if there is a particular or the object, I mean the property that we are looking for exists or not. So here we have let obj equal to model Tesla. So we given an input here, like we created an object here. So now we are trying to print it. So we are checking if the color is an object. So console.log of obj.has property of model. So we're using these two at the same time. So first we are checking it using in operator, and next we are checking it using has own property. Okay. So now what is the output we got? First one, it doesn't exist in our object, so we got false obviously. So second one, it does exist, model does exist in our object, so we got true. So iterating through object properties, use for in loop. So this is really important. For in loop to iterate, we already discussed it. If you don't know, you can go back and watch my loop video, and you'll get like a clear understanding what to use for object, what to use for other array strings or some iterable objects. You get like a clear idea. For this we use for in loop, and for array strings, maps, set, we use for off. Okay, so here we got like a let obj equal to, so we have like a name and age. We created an object, so let key in object. So we are creating like a new variable called key. So in object console.log of key plus obj of key. So we are using this variable to iterate through our object. Okay, so the one thing you have to remember here is it doesn't necessarily follow an order. So when you're iterating using the for in loop, it doesn't necessarily follow an order, so it doesn't execute in an order. So if you use for off loop, it executes in good order. Okay, so that's why for them the for off loop is recommended. Okay, so next, merging objects. So if you have to combine, or if you want to combine two objects, so what we do? So we do use the object.assign method, okay, or we use the spread. The syntax is this one, obj1 comma obj2. So we define the objects that we want to spread. It's like we are spreading two objects, two objects into one object to create another object, right? So for example, if you have like a one object and two objects, so we have two different objects here. So what we're doing is let obj3 equal to obj1 comma obj2. So we are trying to print obj3. So that means we like combine these two objects and created a new object called object3. So now the output we get is name Saurav and the age is 23. So we can also use object.assign here, if we want to, instead of the spread syntax. I mean the spread. So let me tell you how to use the object.assign so that you will get like a clear idea in how to use it. So basically what we do is we write object.assign of. This is the syntax for this, like object.assign of obj1 comma obj2. Okay, so this is what we do. So if we want to combine these two objects right now, we just use let obj some 3 equal to, if we want to use the object dot assign, we just use object dot assign of, we write obj1 because that is what we created here. So we can use your own names, whatever the names that you given to your object. So that is how we do it. Okay, so this is the output we get. So next, if we want to check the object length, what we do is you can find the number of properties in an object using the object dot keys. So you can use this particular thing in order to check the number of properties in an object. So that means number of key value pairs or number of keys and values in an object. So here we have two. So we have to use object dot keys of the name of the object, and dot length. Okay, dot length. So we got the output 2. So that means here we are taking the number of keys in the object, and we are like putting the length here, like we are finding the length of the keys in the object. So that's why we are using dot length, just to show us the length of the object. Okay, so now recognizing a JavaScript object. So if we have to, or if we want to recognize the type of object it is, we can just use the type of to verify whether it's not null, if it is not, if it's null or not. So for example, if we take an object here, so here we write console.log of type of obj equal to object. So, and obj is not equal to null. So basically what we are checking here is whether this is object, it is, and whether it is not null, right or wrong. We are trying to like get the answer. So these both are true. This type of it is true, so we get 1 here, and the object is not equal to null is true, so we get 1 here. So if you don't know, or if you are not familiar with this concept, I will quickly explain this for you guys, so you will get an idea. I don't know what to put here. I really want to add a comment. Okay, so I don't know why there is like a high. Okay, I want like a normal comment. I don't want something like this. Please, I want to remove this. Okay, let me try once again. I don't know why there are like high and everything. Fine. So if we have like a true as an output, we get like 1. Okay, like we won't get 1 outside, but internally what system recognizes or takes it as is 1. So here what is happening is the type of object is equal to object. So that this is object. So right, So that means we get it's true. So we get 1, and next we have end operator in between, and next the object is not equal to null. Okay, so that means the object is not equal to null. This is again true, so we get 1. So as we all know, the and operator is basically multiplying. Okay, so the output we get is 1. So these both are true, 1. So 1 is equal to true. So that's why we got true as an output here. Okay, so this is the output. So even if one of this is false, for example, this is equal to null, okay, and this is object, but it is equal to null. So what happens is we get 1 and 0. Okay, so the now output would be 1 into 0, 1 0 0, 0, right? Again, we get false. So that means this is null. Okay, okay, I hope it made sense. So let me remove this. I don't want to keep it. So this is for just explanation purpose. Okay. Yes. Next, as we move on, so these are like common mistakes that we do with JavaScript objects. Um, I think it's better for me to cover this in other one. Okay, so I will cover this concept in my other video. And thank you so much for watching. And stay tuned for my other videos that are coming up. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon. So I don't like asking all this, because if you really like the content, you will definitely do it. Um, and I'm really working hard for this channel. I really want everyone to learn and flourish, and get a lot of growth in their career. Yes, and I wish, it's like if we are doing something with good intentions, then if we put some positivity into things while we are doing a particular thing, I really believe that they fulfill, and they will happen, they will grow and flourish. And that's what I want to do. I want everyone to just, you know, take their life seriously, and not to say that you're not taking your life seriously, but I've been there in my life. I didn't took my life more seriously once upon a time, but now I'm very serious. So that's one message I would like to give to everyone out there who are watching this. Focus on your career, because once you lose time, you couldn't get it back. You can get anything back that you lost, but not time. So your time is so precious. Make sure you utilize it for something good. Make sure you're not wasting it. Ask yourself, do some introspection. Okay, I'm here to teach you. You can ask me any doubt. I'm here. I'm there for you always. I'm here to help you. So if you want to connect with me, you can connect with me through comments. And very soon, I'm going to just open an Instagram page for this channel so that we can connect and discuss everything. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope um, this today's class is interesting, and also you understood everything. So if you have any doubts, feel free to ask me. Feel free to comment down below. I will be always available for you guys to answer your questions. So thank you so much for watching, and bye. Take care.